Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for January 2023. This is going to be for Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising. Those intuitively guided, or you can be here checking up on an Aquarius. If that's the case, remember, there'll be signs for you too, messages for you too. Alright, so our January readings are going to be a little bit longer. They need to be, right? I already did. I'm trying to think, did I do yours yet? Not yet. I'm also doing each sign's year in review, and then I'm going to break it down and do also your personal year within 2023, which is a universal year 7. So just to get you ready for that, all you want to do is know your personal number, and that is the day you were born, the month you were born, add those together, and then add that to the number 7, universal year 7. Bring it down to a single digit unless it's an 11, a 22, or a 33. If that's the case, then that just means that you have a master number for 2023. Alright, sorry, had something in my nail there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use 4 different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify. For your main spread, we're going to use the Good Tarot. But this reading for January, we're bringing back our unknown deck of major arcanas. You know, I don't do these very often, but I kind of love these in a reading. These are going to give us the bullet points. Sometimes they're their own little message. I try to, you know, I like 3 to come out, but I don't limit it. You know what I mean? I've learned that. I don't limit it. So we'll bring these in right after Mother Mary. So let's go ahead and open up your reading, guys. My daughter Jennifer has got a channel, Jenny Love Tarot. Matter of fact, I think she was going live on my channel today. I just want to also, I should let you know that she's got permission to go live to answer questions at any time on my channel, and I think today is one of those days she's going to do it. If you're interested in that, and her interconnection is so good that it's different than when I go live. Mine can break up a little bit. Not always. It depends on the weather. I'm kind of out in the country. So, you know, if you're interested in that, again, her channel name is Jenny Love Tarot, but she is going to be doing it under my channel. And she'll add my name somewhere on the title, just so you know, but, you know. Alright. Matter of fact, I hope when I'm done with this reading that she's online and I can jump on with her. We're thinking of doing something like collaboration, mother and daughter. Still in the works, where we may start our own channel, keep our individual channels, but then put a channel together where it's the 2 of us, because she's such a good reader, very intuitive. I think that, I mean, we've read together before when we lived together, but now that we're separate, I would like to do that again. I think it would be very interesting. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in those kind of things. Hit the bell so that you'll be notified, because if you don't hit the bell, it just doesn't notify you. You know what I mean? And then I try not to put out a ton of videos because I don't want to overwhelm those who do have the bell rung. But Yeah, so when we go live and those type of things, you'll be notified. All right, back to you again. We have devotion. Devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. Devotion. And then, wow, we have Jesus. I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. As I fully commit to my values, relationship, and God, I am clear about what to do next. And then Jesus. I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. So I feel like not only are your prayers being heard, but they're being answered. And again, they can be answered differently than you expect, but I feel like it would only be better. Alright, let's go ahead and bring in the, you know, I broke up this deck for some reason years and years and years ago and just took the major arcanas out. I think it's called the True Love deck. I'm not sure, to be honest. I just call him my unknown. Like, that's the name I've given him. It may even be their name. But let's go ahead and I just want to shuffle them. Give them a cut. And let's go ahead and begin with this portion. Alright, we got 4. We have the Strength card. This is, first of all, it's the number 8. So 8 speak about a new beginning. 8s also speak about self. This is a type of energy where it does take, you know, it's up to you. This is about learning how to tame the beast within ourselves. We all have it. You know, we can call it the dark. We can call it whatever we want. We can call it ego. But it's, you know, it's the balancing of the two. I can't get rid of that side of me, but I can control it. We have the Fool. So some type of new adventure is coming its way. That's probably why the Strength card is first, because why carry old baggage into a new adventure? You know what I mean? Like, why carry the past baggage into the next chapter? Wow. And then we have Judgment. It's funny because the angel's blowing his trumpet right at the Fool. Like, hello, rebirth. Judgment is a call to the present moment because something is happening in the present moment. So your spiritual team wants you, well, available. And I like that Judgment is right next to the Fool because, you know, to me it's just another message of something I already know, and that's that your guides, your angels are always with you. Even if you don't feel them, they're just always with you. And then last but not least, we have the Hierophant. So a lot of spiritual energy right here. The Hierophant is about your belief system. It is a 5. You know, it's interesting because we open with an 8, which is potentially a new beginning. Well, the Fool would verify that for us. Judgment is saying there's nothing to fear here. It's a rebirth. It's some type of rebirth, and it is of higher energy. You know, the only thing the Hierophant says is get rid of those old belief systems that no longer are serving you. You know, it reminds me of like growing up in church, and then my parents got divorced and they kicked my mom out of church. And I just thought that was the craziest thing. right when you need. Now I get it, it's one of the laws, I guess, of Catholic religion, but it turned me off. It turned me off against it. So I don't know, I think I'm bringing this up because it's like maybe some old heavy energy that I need to deal with. So check your belief system. Make sure you're living life according to your beliefs and not someone else's. Let go of any type of past that will not serve you moving forward, because judgment is saying this is like a rebirth. And the Fool, well, the Fool takes a chance. Alright, let's bring in the Good Tarot. And let's see how it relates. Let's give him a cut. All right. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to kind of let this unfold. And I kind of feel like that's the way the reading's supposed to happen, right? It's unfolding, so it's kind of like telling me your story, but then as we get into it, it helps to advise us, you know, of what the potential of what's next, and I don't know, let's get into it. Alright, we start with the Two of Swords. Two Swords. That's probably why the Strength card is here. Two Swords, you know, it can be the energy of blocking an opportunity, blocking opportunities. Why would that be? Well, this person's wearing a blindfold. There's something they don't want to face. I often feel like with these blindfolds, if we take them off, like the fear of what we didn't want to face is just so much easier than what our minds made up. So, this kind of puts you in a question mode. We have the Magician. Interesting. Magician coming right under the Fool. The Fool's greatest teacher. The Fool's first teacher is the Magician. The Magician reminds the Fool that everything you need for this next adventure, you already carry within you. Manifesting something. We have the Page of Wands, Page of Fire. Interesting, coming under judgment. You know, to me, the Page of Wands is very much like the Fool. This is someone who definitely takes chances. This is probably someone who's taken many chances in their life, and some of them have worked out and some of them haven't. I feel like those that haven't, maybe I can learn from. And use it. Use that information instead of fearing. I use that to help, well, to help me take more chances in life. Then we have the Three of Swords. Interesting, because the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords are mirroring each other. So right off the bat, this is telling me that someone's trying to make a decision about maybe someone or something, but what would stop me from moving forward? The Three of Swords. Three of Swords is prior heartache. It happened. No doubt. It hurt. No doubt. But it is the past. Two Swords kind of keeps me locked into that energy. And I just don't feel like that's the energy you want to be locked into. I mean, like, we all get it, right? We've all had our hearts broken. Let me bring this down a little bit. We've all had our hearts broken. We've all had heartache of all different types. You know, and then the Hierophant being right there, it feels like healing. It's almost like he is performing a healing. Alright, let's keep going. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the 4 of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. Can be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Doesn't have to be. And then we have Temptation. This is the Devil. Card of Capricorn. Coming under that 3 of Swords. Some of you, it is a Capricorn who potentially hurt you in the past. I also feel like I'm going back in time, and I feel like there just was a time in my life where, you know, I was attracted to more like of the bad boy image, or, you know, the bad girl image. You know, it was just a period. I feel like, first of all, this isn't about judging. This is about learning, because I feel like it's saying, like, when I was younger, I was attracted to certain type of energy. Now that I have grown, or I've gotten older, or I've matured, however you want to, or I've become wiser, I don't want that type of energy anymore. And I don't want to be that type of person anymore. It's interesting because this 2 of Swords is also coming over the 9 of Pentacles, which is interesting because the 9 of Pentacles is really a very independent type energy. 2 of Swords really wouldn't fit with that. Unless I'm questioning myself, like I'm questioning my abilities, you know, I'm questioning, you know, can I be successful at something? Well, the 9 of Pentacles says yes. 9 of Pentacles is building one's independence. You know, sometimes the guys start at the beginning, but ultimately I will get there, especially if that's what I focus on. Right next to that 9 of Pentacles, though, is the 4 of Cups. So, first of all, if I need to make a decision over something, it's saying use your spiritual discernment. That's why it was given to you. Trust your intuition. Number 2, the 4 of Cups can talk about inactivity. So, you know, almost like I've been allowing myself, I've been keeping myself in the 3 of Swords energy for too long. And I just feel like there's only one person who can change that, and that's you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Justice. Some of you could speak about a divorce. It's on the bottom. So this is the energy that wants to leave, let's say, or that's ending. Or maybe this is what I'm trying to decide. You know, when I get to the, well, listen, I talked about divorce with my mom right away, so for some of you, I know that must relate. But justice is really about making you whole again. You know, fair and balance. Card of Libra, also. Okay. Let me pull my chair in here. I feel like I need to get into this a little deeper now. Okay. So, 2 swords right under that strength card. I know whatever that blindfold is in the Two of Swords. I know whatever it is that tends to block your opportunities. I know that you can overcome that. Not just me, but your guides know that. And it's interesting as the Strength card comes before the Fool. So it's like when I find that balance within me, then I'm willing to take a chance on the next adventure. I feel like you got nothing to fear here, but fear itself. Alright. Start at the beginning. You know, I love the energy of the Fool and the Magician connected. The only thing I don't love is that the Four of Cups is under that. So the Magician talks about your ability to manifest, even if it's just my first step. But the Four of Cups would potentially could stop me. Alright, we have the Page of Cups. Look at this. We have the Chariot. First of all, Universal Year 7 is represented by the Chariot in the Tarot. Unlimited energy. This tells me, because the Chariot showing over the Fool and the Magician, that you do find that balance. You know, the Page of Cups coming before would talk, I feel like you. It talks about your emotional house. It talks about loving yourself again, like finding those parts of you, you know, like, to hell with the mistakes. We all make mistakes. We don't want to live in them. We want to learn from them. And the Page of Cups is exactly what the Page is doing. I'm learning how to give to myself again. And then the Chariot. Wow. Coming over that Magician. How far can I take whatever this seed is? As far as you want to. Hello, Ace of Wands. Action. Passion. Desirable. You know, coming over Judgment. Touching the Page of Fire. And now we have the Ace of Fire. Judgment is saying, are you willing to give yourself a rebirth? And again, it doesn't have to mean your whole life. Like, everything in my life is changing. Maybe it's one element, but it feels like an important element that probably eventually does change your whole life. Ace of Wands. I've got to reach out for this ace. I often feel that with this ace. Like, it's up to me to grab this ace, because this is the energy of action. Excuse me. It's like your guides are giving you a clue on what type of path you're about to walk down. And this is passionate. This is desirable. This has to be of your dreams. January is opening a new door for you. We have the Seven of Swords coming over the Three of Swords. Okay, it's almost like it doesn't even need an explanation. Seven of Swords is untrustworthy energy. We have the Devil right below that. But we have the Hierophant right above that. It's like good fighting evil. Good's going to win. The light is going to win. Nonetheless, this is talking about why that Three of Swords even exists. So this is talking about untrustworthy type of energy. Now, it makes sense because it does feel like it's energy that, you know, it's like I'm at a certain vibration, and let's say I meet someone, and right off the bat I notice that their vibration is lower than mine. You know what I mean? Just by their life, let's say, or what they do in their life. Now, at that point, I can make a decision to lower my vibration to meet theirs. Or I can have the expectation that if someone wants to be with me, well, they're going to raise their vibration. If neither happens, a new adventure begins. We have the Emperor. I have to say the Emperor's been coming out and everybody's reading. And I feel like a lot of people are starting their own businesses in 2023. I feel like a lot of people are putting those epiphanies and those ideas into action. This is the card of Aries. But I have to say, I love the Emperor coming over the Nine of Pentacles. Because if this is anything about self-employment, my God, it is all about victory, right? Doesn't mean I don't have to put the work in. I do have to put the work in. But I feel like a lot of the work I've already learned from my life. You know, the Emperor is the leader of the people. Whether leading one or leading thousands. The Emperor is someone who, first of all, has lived life. Right, has had ups and downs, has learned how to overcome those downs. The Emperor is someone who would put a plan in place, but then moves on that plan. This isn't someone that puts a plan in place and then just waits and waits and waits. No, I have a plan and I'm going to go by it. This is really beautiful energy of success within your financial house, your creative house. I feel like if any of you have like gone through a divorce and maybe you took a hit in your finances, if your goal is to rebuild that, if your goal is to become independent, then that's what you shall have, right? As long as you go after it with this Ace of Wands, you allow this rebirth, you take advantage of this unlimited energy, you let go of what no longer is serving you, put a plan in place if you have to, and then expect success. But let's see what's stopping you over this Four of Cups. Okay, Ten of Swords. And then the King of Swords. This could certainly be you. Another Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. This King's coming over the Queen of Cups. First, I want to go back, though, because we're looking at the Four of Cups. Again, this is where I'm not putting a lot of activity towards what I'd like to see in my life. Maybe I don't trust myself. Maybe I don't trust others. Ten of Swords would make sense because it's a repeat pattern. Sword after sword after sword in my back. Dagger after dagger, so much so that I expect the next dagger, and therefore that dagger shows. It's a 10. It wants to come to an end. You know, these swords are outside of your control, no doubt, and it's funny because if we add the 7 and the 3 together, we have the 10. The 7 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, we have the 10. Listen, I feel like if I was with someone, I gave it my all. Maybe more than my all. I also feel like if I was with someone, and I'm talking about whoever created the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Swords together, I stayed too long. I just stay too long. Now, that's not judgment. It just means that we don't have to take all these 10s or, you know, all these swords. That's what 5s to me are about. It's an opportunity to stop, look. What's working, what's not working. This king is coming right over this queen now with the ace right above it. Interesting. This could be a rebirth of a relationship. Not this relationship. This is over. Or I feel like it should be over, because I feel like if I don't allow it to end, more daggers will come. Over here, you know, it's interesting because the Queen of Cups is someone who very much loves being in relationships. Feels better in a relationship. Doesn't mean she has to have a relationship by any means. But she understands the importance, like that, having that person. Some of you, this could be from a previous life. You know, like a soulmate energy. And it wouldn't surprise me because just like 2022, I felt like a lot of twins were coming together. This year, I feel like a lot of soulmates are coming together. And probably still twins, but I feel like soulmates is the energy of the day. All right. We have the 9 of Wands. All right, so 9s are always about reflection, right? This tells me to reflect. Even the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Pentacles. Maybe I already have that independence. Maybe I already have financial. You know, I hate to use the word like riches, but maybe some people want to hear that. But this is about being able to take care of oneself financially, no doubt. Why am I saying that? The 9 of Pentacles, because I feel like this is talking about the reflection back. You know, I feel like also this is talking about a period of time where there were a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. No doubt. And I do feel like you took care of those responsibilities. But maybe now is the time some of those responsibilities are no longer yours to carry. And I'm saying that because it is coming over the devil's energy. Now, it can say, reflect upon that energy, right? So, you know, the devil. We don't always want to look at that as a negative thing. Well, the devil, yes. But the energy of, let's just say, temptation here, is knowing when something is pulling me that is going against the grain of my intuition. You know, when I'm younger, that's exciting. But when I'm older, it's like, do I want to deal with that? No. So I do have to reflect upon it. And I feel like the only reason I would reflect upon it is so that I recognize it. And that way, if something like that shows up in my life again, I'll know it very quickly. That's why reflection is important. All right, we're going to bring these down, and we're going to go right in the middle. Connect them a little bit more. Temperance, divine timing. Card of Sagittarius, your neighbor. No, Capricorn, your neighbor. I'm just thinking Sagittarius because I just did Sagittarius' reading. But this is about divine timing. This is also an energy of patience. The lesson in temperance is patience. Patience, my dear. Patience. What's a patience for? Well, Something new is beginning. We know that because the Fool's here. And we know that because Judgment is blowing the trumpet right to you. Like, I need you in this present moment. This is of higher energy, so I feel like there's nothing I have to fear here. Just my own energy, like how I deal with something. And then Temperance is a divine timing. Sometimes we're waiting on the universe, and sometimes the universe is waiting on us. I feel like that is the case here. Because it's coming between the Two of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. It's like I can't have both. Right? I can't have a blindfold on, block my opportunities, and then at the same time expect to have true success within the Nine of Pentacles. One of these things don't... What's that saying? One of those things don't fit with the others. You know, I often feel Temperance is mixing that perfect recipe together. Alright. We have the Eight of Cups. Wow. To me, I know exactly what it's talking about because it's coming over the Four of Cups, but also that Ten of Swords. Eight of Cups is allowing yourself to have a new beginning. This is an emotional new beginning. But, with, you know, having said that, this is also about emotional clarity. In the Eight of Cups, and I feel like 2022 was about that. You know, finding emotional clarity within, finding, you know, what's working in my life, what's not working in my life. Being ready for 2023 and the opportunities it wants to bring me. But first, I need to clear that emotional baggage. We already know what it's from. You know, sometimes we end up with people who, let's just say, are a narcissist. And we don't know that going in. But then we start to see that. And we start to think, well, I can make them better. I can heal them. I can help them. But that's not the case. Right? You can't. And sometimes we got to learn, like, okay, I can't heal that part of them. But that doesn't mean I have to stay in it. Some of you, you're cutting ties. And I feel like it's a good thing. Now, it doesn't mean you're cutting ties with anyone that you love and that loves you. This is different. This is like difficult type of energy. This is energy that, like, you know, I can't trust. Like, I don't even want to take that blindfold off because I know right away I'm going to find something that you did. But that's old, or it can be old. We have the Tower. Interesting. I want to see what comes beside that Tower. We have the Page of Swords. Alright, I want to look right at this Tower. You know, I'm not fearing this Tower like this is something that's going to happen. Quite the opposite. Because it's coming under Judgment. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. And then you have the Page of Fire and the Queen. I feel like, and we're really just looking at this Tower with the Fool. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Let's put it this way. Let's say there were two people on this path, this next path. Maybe both of them I already know. Now, maybe I know on a soul basis. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I haven't come across them in this lifetime yet. But I feel like if that's the case, you will. And that is who's coming in. But I also feel like, you know, there is... Okay, first of all, let me go back for a second, because I feel like if this is talking about someone coming in, whatever it is, the Knight of Swords is coming over that. So the Knight of Swords is responsible to bring you in some type of communication. This communication sets you free because there's the Fool connected to it. The Knight is heading right to the Fool. You know, I feel like this Tower is old energy, but yet I feel like, am I still in it? Am I still in it? And if I am, can I free myself from it? The answer is yes. I want to look at Temperance, connected to the Chariot, that's connected to the Fool, that's connected to your finances, connected to potentially business ownership. You know, listen, the Emperor would be the supervisor, the manager, the owner. It can be self-created business. It can be, you know, what am I looking at? Temperance, the Chariot, and the Fool. The Eight of Wands. Okay. So I feel like Temperance is saying, first of all, Temperance is a lesson in patience. But now we have movement with the Eight of Wands. This is fast-moving energy. It can even feel chaotic. I feel like that is why your spiritual team is trying to get a hold of you. You know, like sending you signs. And for some of you, this is your sign. This is your sign. Fast-moving energy. And then we have the Four of Cups. Dang. I mean, it is like your spiritual team is saying, I've got to get you to pay attention to what can be. I've got to find a way to break your concentration on what was. I want you to be open to the new possibilities that exist, still exist. And I feel like if anything, your guides would be worried that, I don't know, you just might not accept it. No, that's not the word. It's not accepting it. It's... Okay. I feel like with all these swords, the Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Swords, that's the energy that needs to be looked at and cleared as much as possible. Of course, you don't have to have complete understanding. Sometimes that comes with time. But it is saying to yourself, I'm not going to live like that. And sometimes that's all it takes. Four of Cups, what I worry about is I'm just not doing anything about issues in my life. Though your spiritual team is doing everything to try to help you. Okay. I'm not done yet. I want to come down and I want to look at the King who's over the Queen. Let's push these all up. Let's give them some room. The Wheel. Movement. Destiny. You know, your spiritual team wouldn't be trying to get a hold of you, so... What's the word I want to say? I don't know. I just feel like I feel like one of your soul's seed of intention, maybe two of them, are coming to fruition. Some of them, listen, maybe some you didn't manifest, but nonetheless, they're coming your way. Maybe your soul already, you know, it's like the bullet points that your soul agreed to before it came down into this world. And maybe one of them, or two of them, are about to come, you know, like they're about to blossom. Two swords, I have a blindfold on. I can't even see that blossom, but I can smell it. You have the wheel, and then the Two of Wands coming over this king and queen. To me, this is, first of all, you have the Ace of Wands above that, right? And then the Two of Wands, I just feel like you're saying yes. I feel like this is someone new, even if it is someone old, if you know what I mean. It is not this person. By the way, it doesn't mean that this person who caused all this heartache won't try to come back again. But I feel like it's you who's changed. And because you have changed, I just don't feel like you're accepting that. Now, the only thing that worries me, these Four of Cups, because I'm not being active in my own life. But I still feel like your guides are going to get a hold of you. Some of you, this reading is kind of life-changing. Two of Wands. I'm going to step onto that path. I'm going to see where it takes me. After all, it is part of your destiny. I already knew that with Judgment looking right at the Fool. Temperance. Patience. But I have a feeling the universe has been waiting on you to break those, to pull off that blindfold and break free from that hurt you in the past. And maybe I don't have a whole lot more time to change this energy, because Temperance is like things are starting to happen. Energy starting to flow. The portal is about to open. You have someone here who's on your wheel. And when they're on your wheel, first of all, it's not karmic. Some of you, this could have been a karmic relationship back here. And in a karmic relationship, there's a lesson, right? We're paying back karma. And that can mean that we were this type of person in a previous lifetime. And now we're paying back that karma. But it still doesn't mean that you stay, right? It's just the recognition of it. Because once you pay back your karma, you pay it back for eternity. And sometimes when I say pay back, it's just learning the lesson. It's just recognizing it. Why? So everything else that wants to flow towards you can flow towards you unobstructed. And then it lets this wheel really take charge. You have so much beautiful divine energy in this reading. So much beautiful opportunity. Not just love. I feel like this is love. And I feel like this is your finances. Your creativity. And all it can be. The Chariot is reminding you that the energy is unlimited. The only limit upon anything here is the limit we put upon it. Our human mind. Spiritually, we know that we can soar. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I don't want it to get too confusing. But let's read from Mother Mary. Let's read Devotion. This card reminds you to stick with what you believe and not to waver from your values. If someone or something tempts you away from your basic core beliefs, pray for the strength to say no. Don't go chasing illusions of more money or love when everything you need and desire is available to you right now if you simply commit to what is right for you. What's important to you? That is the answer you seek. Spend time in prayerful communication with God and pour your heart out about your feelings, including any fears or doubts. God and Mother Mary love you unconditionally and are here for you right now. Pray for clarity about your true priorities, values, and beliefs, and then base your decisions upon this solid foundation. Commit to your beliefs and devote yourself to God, and everything else will take care of itself. Okay, well, let's read Jesus. Mother Mary sends you this card because you have a close and personal relationship with her son, Jesus. They both hear and lovingly answer your prayers. Jesus offers healing support to you and your loved ones, as well as helping you have faith in God's miracles of love. This card is also a reminder that Jesus loves you and everyone on this planet, regardless of faith. He's a wonderful role model of forgiveness, integrity, and love that you can emulate in your current situation. Amen. All right, guys. Your comments will let me know. You know, your comments mean the world to me because it helps bring me clarity too. So I thank you ahead of time for your comments and for helping others, because I know some may still be stuck back here while others have begun to free themselves, and others are starting to see the fruits of their labors now. So thank you. Thank you for helping each other out. I do want to remind you, I do have a special for December. I did this, that's why I did these at the end of December. $30 off a personal reading. All the information is right below the video. I also have a membership program where we do go live. I try to do it on a weekly basis with just the members. And I mean, it's just, I don't know, I find it beautiful. So that's another option. All that is below though. Aquarius. It's a deep reading, and it may be one that you may have to watch more than once, depending on where you're at in the reading. You know, it's offering some beautiful energy to you, and truly independence and love. But first and foremost, all blindfolds, take them off. Be true to you. Alright. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.